In the quiet town of Clinton, Indiana, a licensed practical nurse named Orvile Lynn Majors carried out a horrifying secret. Behind the facade of compassion and care, he concealed a dark and sinister motive. Unveiling a chilling tale of deception and betrayal, his actions would leave the community in shock and disbelief. This is the unsettling story of a serial killer, convicted of murdering his patients, who abused the trust placed in him and shattered countless lives in the process. This is the story of Orvile Lynn Majors, the infamous serial killer nurse, Angel of Death, whose reign of terror forever scarred the history of Indiana. Welcome back to Conundrum, where we delve into the minds and history of serial killers. If you like this type of content, please like the video, subscribe if you are not yet subscribed, and ring a notification bell. Stick to the end of the video for more information about ongoing giveaway. Thank you for being here. Orvile Lynn Majors' journey into darkness began in the small town of Linton, Indiana, in 1961. As a teenager, he shouldered the responsibility of caring for his elderly grandmother, an experience that would shape his future path. Driven by compassion and the desire to help others, Majors found solace in the nurturing role he played during those difficult days. Upon graduating from the Nashville Memorial School of Practical Nursing in 1989, Majors set out on a career that seemed destined for goodness and healing. He secured a job at Vermillion County Hospital in Clinton, a serene town just north of Terre Haute, where he could put his nursing skills to use and continue his mission of care and support. But lurking beneath the surface of his seemingly altruistic intentions lay a much darker truth. In pursuit of higher pay, Majors briefly departed for a job in Tennessee, only to be drawn back to Vermillion County Hospital in 1993. It was upon his return that the first seeds of suspicion were sown, and the sinister events that would forever mark his name as the Angel of Death began to unfold. Little did anyone know that behind the facade of a caring nurse, a malevolent force was at work, and the lives entrusted into his hands would soon be in grave danger. The innocence of a once promising nursing career would be forever tainted by a chilling tale of deceit and betrayal. As the shadows lengthened and the truth gradually emerged, the quiet town of Clinton would be forever haunted by the dark deeds of Orvile Lynn Majors. The sinister chapter that began with a teenager caring for his grandmother had taken a macabre turn, leaving a legacy of fear and horror in its wake. As I mentioned before, his journey led him to Vermillion County Hospital, VCH, in the serene town of Clinton, just north of Terre Haute. There, he quickly earned a reputation as one of the most popular nurses, especially among the elderly patients under his care. Glowing evaluations praised his skillful and caring nature, and it seemed like Majors was fulfilling his destiny as a healthcare provider. However, amidst the accolades and admiration, a dark cloud of suspicion began to form. A significant increase in the hospital's death rate coincided with Majors' return to Indiana. In the year prior to his rejoining VCH, the average number of patient deaths was around 26 annually, considering the 56-bed hospital and the 4-bed intensive care unit. Shockingly, after Majors resumed his duties, that number skyrocketed to more than 100 deaths per year, with almost 1 out of every 3 patients admitted meeting a grim fate. As investigators delved into the disturbing pattern of fatalities, they discovered that the circumstances surrounding these deaths were deeply troubling. Although many of the patients were elderly, and their passing could be attributed to natural causes, some deaths seemed anything but normal. Erratic heartbeats following respiratory arrest, the reverse of the expected pattern, left experts scratching their heads. Others died from conditions they had not displayed upon admission, or they experienced a rapid and severe decline in health despite showing signs of good health initially. Meanwhile, the alarming frequency of patients coding during Majors' shifts sent shockwaves through the hospital staff. Colleagues of Majors couldn't ignore the unsettling correlation between his presence on duty and the spike in deaths. Jokes about predicting the next patient's passing circulated, but beneath the dark humor lay genuine concern. Nursing supervisor Dawn Stierek couldn't ignore the mounting evidence, and she decided to investigate further. Her findings were jaw-dropping. Majors was on duty for an overwhelming majority of the 147 deaths, that occurred between 1993 and 1995. With mounting suspicion, hospital officials alerted the Indiana State Police, leading to Majors' suspension pending investigation. The Indiana State Nursing Board also took action by suspending his license for 5 years, citing violations related to administering emergency drugs and working in an ICU without proper supervision. Despite denying any wrongdoing, Majors' proclamations of innocence were overshadowed by increasing concerns from patients' relatives. Troubling accounts emerged of patients suffering life-threatening events shortly after Majors had administered injections, leading to suspicions that he may have been involved in these deaths. Determined to find the truth, the state police medical team sought the expertise of Dr. Eric N. Prostowski, an electrophysiologist. Examining the heart patterns of patients during Majors' shifts, Dr. Prostowski discovered unsettling irregularities. This discovery prompted the exhumation of 15 patients who had received injections before their deaths in September 1995. The results were chilling and conclusive. These patients had indeed fallen victim to intentional acts of murder. As the investigation deepened, police obtained a search warrant and found vials of potassium chloride and epinephrine at Majors' home, traceable back to the hospital. The once admired nurse's reputation was shattered, leaving a lasting mark on the history of Vermillion County Hospital. Orvile Lynn Majors, who once embodied the promise of healing and care, would forever be remembered for the chilling legacy of betrayal and tragedy he left behind. After a meticulous and exhaustive 2-year investigation, Orvile Lynn Majors was arrested in December 1997, facing a staggering list of charges related to the deaths of numerous patients. Investigators believed that his reign of terror had claimed between 100 to 130 lives, but in an effort not to overwhelm the jury, prosecutors decided to focus on 7 specific cases during the trial. The trial commenced in 1999, and a total of 79 witnesses took the stand to testify against the former nurse. Chilling revelations emerged during the proceedings, with some witnesses recounting Majors' disturbing disdain for elderly people, with chilling statements like believing they should be gassed. In the end, Majors was convicted on October 17th for 6 of the murders. The jury, however, deadlocked on the 7th case as the victim had taken longer to die than the others. Facing the consequences of his heinous acts, he was sentenced to 6 consecutive terms of 60 years, effectively ensuring that he would spend the rest of his life behind bars. The presiding judge, Ernest Yelton, described Majors' crimes as diabolical acts and a parallel of evil at its most wicked, declaring that the maximum sentence was the minimum sentence deserving in this case. The aftermath of Majors' reign of terror brought additional repercussions for Vermillion County Hospital. The hospital, which was renamed West Central Community Hospital after ousting Majors, faced wrongful death suits from the families of 80 patients who had lost their lives due to Majors' malevolence. Many of these lawsuits were settled, and compensation was provided through a state patients fund. Moreover, VCH was fined $80,000 for negligence and code violations, and briefly had its accreditation revoked. Eventually, in 2009, the hospital was taken over by Union Hospital, based in Terre Haute and renamed Union Hospital Clinton. Majors appealed to the Indiana Supreme Court in a desperate attempt to challenge the verdict, but his efforts were in vain as the court upheld the verdict in 2002. He spent the rest of his life serving his sentence at Indiana State Prison in Michigan City. The Angel of Death met his own demise on September 24, 2017, succumbing to heart failure during an altercation with correctional staff, Officer R. Houston. The shocking events surrounding Orvile Lynn Majors' crimes have been immortalized in various forms of media. Television shows like The New Detectives and Oxygen's License to Kill have dedicated episodes to recounting the chilling police investigation and prosecution of the malevolent nurse. Additionally, Majors' crimes were extensively covered in the infamous murders episode, Angels of Death. Though Majors may be gone, the haunting legacy of his diabolical acts continues to reverberate through the medical community and society at large. The tragic tale serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of trust and the need for constant vigilance to safeguard the most vulnerable among us. Thank you to all who have stuck with me until the end of the video. All small creators like me have certain goals in mind when we embark on this journey, and reaching 1/4 of that goal is my first significant milestone. Since we all share a common interest in similar topics, my idea is to organize a giveaway for a 1-year Curiosity Stream subscription plan once we reach 250 subscribers. This giveaway will serve as a token of appreciation for your support thus far. I'm genuinely grateful to have you all here with me. Comment down below if you have any recommendations for my future uploads. I am Alex, and this was Conundrum. Stay curious and stay safe.